Finally, 1.13.0.9 is now out for Android. I mean, where's it been? We've been waiting for a week. Everybody's been asking me, where's the beta at? I mean, you know what? It's finally here. We can now go ahead and enjoy some very, very, very beautiful features. And I'm going to be summarizing everything that you need to know from the last week for this new beta. So our first little feature here is going to be the ability of getting the Wither Rose. Now the Wither Rose, this is a very, very rare flower, because the only way to get this flower is by having a Wither kill a bunch of mobs. So once the Wither boss kills a mob, they will now go ahead and drop this Wither Rose, and now this can be turned into black dye, and this will also go ahead and give mobs the Wither effect or any unsuspecting players. So you can probably use this for some really great traps, but that is it for the first feature, and we do ourselves the next thing, which is going to be the brown Mooshroom. Now the brown Mooshroom, he is a very special cow, because whenever a red Mooshroom gets roasted by a lightning bolt, it will become the beautiful, beautiful, elusive brown Mooshroom. So as you can see, I need to go and find the lightning bolt. There we go. And this can also be turned right back into a red Mooshroom if you no longer want the brown Mooshroom. But it is just a really cool Mooshroom to actually have all around, because he will go ahead and give you a new type of stew, which is called the Suspicious Stew. Now, how this works is that you need to go ahead and give him a flower. Now, some flowers have good effects. Some flowers have bad effects. They pretty much just depend. So you could probably use this for like a trolling mechanism if you know exactly what flower does what. But if I go and feed him this flower, it's going to go ahead and eat it. And then you get ourselves the Suspicious Stew in return. You go and eat that, and as you can see, this time we get ourselves a really cool effect. So cornflowers, they will also give you the jump boost effect, which is really awesome. But you know what? That's it for the Suspicious Stew, and as well as the brown Mooshroom. And we're just going to go ahead and move on to the next feature, which is going to be item frames on ground. That's right, you can finally go ahead and place these onto the ground, which is really awesome. So you can go ahead and put items in there, just like you would normally. And the cool part about this is that if I go and grab myself a quick little map, right, you can use this for making a really cool map room. And so if I go ahead and grab that, it's going to go ahead and create up the map, and I can just go ahead and plop that right inside there. And as you can see, we got ourselves that right there, which is very, very awesome. And I've seen a lot of people use this little map making technique for making green screens and stuff like that, because it is seamless. Whenever you go ahead and place down that right there, it is going to be seamless. So you're not going to really notice any of the borders right there, which is pretty great. But you know what? We're going to go and move on to the next feature, which is going to be the light block. Now the light block is a very cool block, because whenever it's placed down, it will go ahead and emit some invisible light. So you can go ahead and put this wherever you want to light up your builds without ever needing to use a torch ever again, which is pretty awesome. Now to get yourself the light block, this is going to be the command that you type in /give add p and then light_block and then 1, which is going to be the amount of the item that you want, and then the amount of light, which is going to be 0 through 15, 15 being the max. Now if you do put in a 16 or anything above that, it is going to crash your game. So bear that in mind. So 16, not where you want to be. 0 through 15, bear that in mind. But you know what? We're just going to go and move on to the next feature, which is going to be the successful village raid celebration. Now this does not have anything to do with villagers celebrating. Okay, this has something to do with the pillagers celebrating. So before this update, I'm guessing pillagers, they did not celebrate when they won the raid for some odd reason. I mean, I don't really know why. But whenever a pillager does end up winning the raid, they will jump up and down. They will shout, "Hallelujah, thank you, we won the raid." And you know what? They'll just have a good old time. Even the Ravagers, even they'll jump up and down, which is pretty awesome. But of course, they are going to end up doing it now. And now going into the settings. If I go ahead and go all the way down to profile, we have ourselves a new option. We have credits. And guess what? It's going to play the end game credits. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care about the end game credits. I don't like reading them. But hey, if you want to read them, then you can do that from there. Of course, it's not going to be the poem, but it is going to be the end credits. But we're just going to go ahead and look at the next thing, which is going to be the new no block sounds, which they did introduce sounds for glowstone, for A-bells, for block of emerald, pumpkin, soul sand, block of iron, bone block, wool, packed ice, clay, and block of gold. So go ahead and experiment and see what kind of music that you can make with those. My personal favorite is block of emerald, because it plays like an 8-bit sound. But anyway, we're going to go and look at some of the changes, which they now have squids spawning in rivers. Yeah, they're taking over the world, and soon they'll take over our lakes. They'll take over the world. And you know what? They'll also take over our home. So yeah, they are pure evil, according to Scott Minecraft anyway. But you know what? We're just going to go look at the next thing, which they did added dead coral plants inside the creative mode. So in case you didn't know, they actually do have the dead coral variants inside here now, which is pretty awesome. I believe we did ourselves the blocks, and I believe that we did ourselves another variant of dead coral. I'm not too sure. But yeah, this is basically all the things in there now, which is pretty awesome. So coral has been unified. So next up, they updated and added new block sounds as I mentioned. Players are now 1.8 blocks tall, and no, it doesn't anyway. They also made it to where villagers now heal if they have bread in their inventory, so villagers are not going to munch down on that bread. They also added in now the play section for structure blocks. And here's where the fun stuff begins, because we have ourselves new stuff from map makers and add-on creators. Let's go take a look at this. Turtle lightning interactions are now data driven. Pufferfish states are now data driven. Brewing stand potions are now data driven. They changed the breathable, right take, and transformation systems to use viewed entity context, added pre-compiled editor targeting for the script API, then they also significantly increased the maximum spawn radius distance. So what you can do now, if you go all the way down into your game settings, you're going to find yourself the respawn radius, which the respawn radius means about how many blocks a player is going to respawn in. So you can have this be within 100 blocks. You can have this be within 1,000 blocks, and whenever a player respawns, they're going to be within that radius. So by default, I have this set to 0, and I'm going to be spawning by the abandoned village way out there. But if I go ahead and do /game mode S, right, and then I go ahead and do this /kill command, watch this. So I'm going to press enter, I'm going to press respawn, and now we respawn right here. So next time we go ahead and die again, we may end up spawning somewhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and click on respawn. So you see, we respawn right here this time, and I believe that this is further away. Yeah, this is much further away from where the initial village is. So very useful for UHC, where you may want players to be spread apart within greater distances, which is pretty awesome. So maybe if you wanted to, you could set that to like 1,000. I don't know about what the max is, but just, you know, just thinking, just theoretically thinking, you could go and use it for lots of different types of things. But with that one, that's pretty much it for what this beta has to offer us. So I just wanted to make this video just to let you players know on Android that this beta is out now, and that you can go and enjoy all these wonderful features. But just go let me know of what you think of this down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then also let me know by leaving a like on it and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Remember to tap the bell to stay notified. And for now, I hope you have a logical day, and I will